In this video, we're going to be installing the controller skin for the PlayStation 4. Start out with the first piece here on the right by the buttons, registering it and laying it into place. Onto the other side using the same method, registering it with the buttons, dropping it into place, and then smoothing out any air bubbles. The next piece here in the middle, we're going to install register with the PlayStation button, as well as the small speaker. You may want to make sure your PlayStation is unplugged or powered off here so you don't accidentally turn it on. Next, the section over the touchpad at the top. The skin does not affect the functionality at all. Register the bottom and make sure you have an even space all the way around, and then work your way around the corner. Next, onto the top section here, register it around the light opening. Make sure it's nice and even across the top. Tack it in place and then smooth it down. Next, we're going to add the small accent pieces. These are just a simple peel and stick application. For the surround pieces under the joysticks, you'll notice that there is a flat spot. If you look close at the controller, you'll be able to identify this. The gap section should be placed to where it is pointing vertical towards the top of the controller. Align this section, get it into place, and then slowly move the joystick and work your way around. Once you've made the loop all the way around, it is installed. Repeat this for the other side. Next, the underside here, we'll start out by registering around the charging port. Tack it into place, and then you work your way up and around to the outside edges. Next, onto these accent pieces here. These pieces do require a little bit of stretch as you're going around a rounded surface. You can apply a little bit of heat if you'd like, but it's not necessary. As you can see, the underside doesn't wrap all the way around if you just lay it in place. So once you have the front tacked, pull it back and use a firm stretch here to make it wrap around. If you need to lift it up and down a few times, that's no problem. Just making sure that you get the film stretched a little bit so it wraps around that radius nicely. As you can see here, it goes down nice and flush. Repeat this for the other side. Onto the grips. Make sure you have a nice even registration, and then work your way from the middle down and over to the inside edges. We will need heat on this piece, but if you follow the installation method as you see here, and then apply the heat to the underside of the film, you can see where it becomes soft, and then we work it down. The process for the opposite side is the same. We're going to register the main piece, tack it into place, work from the center and then down towards the inside, rolling around those edges, then up and around the top. Now this leaves that section exposed at the bottom that we're going to heat from the underside, waiting till the film becomes soft, and then going back and smoothing it down. The small circles in the middle of the joysticks are optional. If you choose to add them in, make sure you add heat to make them adhere correctly. After you're all done, you can post-heat the controller, just warming the film evenly all around to make sure everything stays seated and in place. And we thank you for choosing iCarbons.com.